Arbotic. Reboot, rebotication. Robot-tastic, robot-tastic, robot-tastic. 3 times. Reborn, 2 good edition. Robobots. Botty OP. How about severity? You guys are A-level trolls. This is not Overwatch, an FPS parody. Okay. I agree. Like, Benny L2P says it perfectly. No one gives a fuck about the name. You really don't. You really don't. We might as well just call it World of Bots, right? And just, like, completely set out. Like, this is the thing about names. It's like it becomes as good as like the product is. You know what I mean? Robot testicles, Pornhub. Okay, but let me just sell it to you in a way that you have to think. You have to think like you're on my team, okay? Because you guys, I think you're on my team. You're on my team. We made a team. World of Bots confirmed. No. Okay. There's some really kind of obvious stuff that you need to think about when you're, because like we're making a game which is primarily very much focused on those people who love FPS, like fast FPSs, right? Fun and all that stuff. But in your marketing, you have to be able to somewhat attract people into like what's going to happen. And a lot of the decisions that we've done, a lot of the decisions that we've done so far with the art, with the robot, has kind of been to broaden the game's appeal. Okay, it's not going to like affect how fucking cool I can make the game and how fun it is to play, but it is really to broaden the game's appeal. It's like if someone sees it on Steam, are they going to click it? You know. So for example, like some of the bots now, this is through your feedback, like showing you the different kind of bots. You know, we've kind of come to a conclusion that it's okay to go a little bit silly here, and then as long as it's serious here. And you guys have helped us realize that this is probably going to work as an environment piece, okay? This can only help the community if you're a part of it, because you want more players in your game, right? So if you do something super sci-fi and dark, chances are not many people are going to enjoy staying in the map for that long or whatever. If you do something super like military FPS looking, everyone's going to be like, yeah, generic. So you want to get something which is a little bit hooky. But even if you were to say, for example, go onto Steam, you have to think like, what are you going to click? Like if you go into Steam Store and you just kind of, you go through Steam Store and you imagine that here is your game, all right? This is, you know, this is the game that you want people to play, right? Dark Souls 2, you know, you're kind of selling an image. And so I think that like the stuff that you're likely to click on here in terms of like name as well as like what the art is, it does have an effect. Because if I bring in only a very small size community similar to what Quake has, it's kind of damaging to the community that I'm trying to help, which is bring back Quake FPS, bring back the esports, bring back, you know, but give it more of a life, you know, give it that element where people do enjoy playing it that don't necessarily enjoy strafe jumping. But obviously, you know, some of these are like very clickable because it's like, yeah, it's Grand Theft Auto, you know, it's Mortal Kombat, Dragon Ball. I won't click Dragon Ball Z, but I mean that at least looks interesting. I'd click that. Don't know what it is. I mean, this just looks like it's generic, similar to... I mean, this is actually a good game because I've seen it, but being played. I mean, I can't go like this, you know, like too cartoony, because that would be weird, because that just looks like you expect that to be sold to 14-year-old kids, and it's... I'm surprised it's got a price tag. It looks like it should be free to play. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. But really, I'm glad that I've asked you. Benny, you're way smarter than I know you. Um, but yeah, basically the game should get at least big enough. But then, yeah, Aftershock. Why have you guys all agreed on Aftershock? Like, isn't Aftershock a drink? Oh. What? Stop agreeing on... Stop mobbing me on names. I would really like the .com for the game. Aftershock is taken. Let's go to Twitter. Aftershock. Taken. Like, so much is taken. BioShock Reborn. Alright. Let's remove the name conversation. But, you guys are going crazy. Alright. Ask me questions. And then I'll take some answers, and then Shane, Shiva, and Odie will be turning up to the house soon. So I'm going to bail. Aftershock. How long is long? Yeah, I've heard of Warsaw. I've played Warsaw. Warsaw's a nice game. You know, it was done probably on a no budget at all. It's got some good things for it, but... Okay. Why did you stop being a silencer picker? Just because I wanted to play other stuff. Will you play Dota today or just talking? I've got Shiva, Shane, and Odie coming to the house, so I'm going to hang out with them, so I probably won't play Dota. Question, are you regretting the whole thing? No. It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun, and, you know, I've raised a bit of money, so I'm going to be able to pull through and make sure the Kickstarter is good. It'll be fine. Have you decided on physics, gameplay, rule sets yet? Yeah, the physics are pretty much decided on. There's just tweaks that I want to put in there, but it's very hard to put the physics in right now because everyone keeps changing my fucking map size in game, and so I can't actually test the small tweaks of stuff. But it's fine. Get a map, get gameplay. So that's kind of where we're going over the next month. Why did you end up using your own engine instead of an off-the-shelf engine? When we started this project, we used our own engine because we didn't enjoy any of the mouse inputs from the available engines, which were mainly the Unreal Engine. We felt that the game just felt bad overall and very Quake-ish in response. So we created the own engine to be able to do that. And also we have a lot of custom features that weren't really available to do in the Unreal Engine back then. Now the Unreal Engine, you can get into the code, you know, you can just modify what you want. And we probably should have used it if we started later. But the regret is, yeah, there's no real, you know, I think it's going to be better. How long was the game a concept in your mind before you decided to commit to make it? I guess 4 years ago I wanted to do the game. 2 years ago we started laying the groundwork. Unreal Engine, I don't like the FPS games in Unreal Engine, just because of the feeling. Regret. Aftershock. Are you worried about the sidekick role in the main game for Diabotical? Might it be a bit boring to play? Not so much, Neeple. I mean, I got to consult with the creator of Portal 2 from Valve, and I had some really good conversations with him, and he just gave me a lot of ideas in terms of like what you must consider when trying to create a co-op multiplayer experience in a way. But it's very up in the air, Neeple. It's a lot of testing, so it's something that we haven't even put into the engine yet. Draskell is a little bit a part of this. I mean, everybody at the Good Studio has always been helping, and everybody at the Good Studio wants this to be successful, and people at the Good Studio want to make games in the future, as well as do shows and stream. So this is a pilot project for the Good Studio. I would definitely consider using Source 2 in the future for future games, but let's focus on where we are now. If everything was really fucked up with our engine and we didn't like it, we probably would like hold art assets and then just wait for Source 2, but we're not really wanting to wait, so we're going to move with our own engine. Yeah, I've played Heroes of the Storm. A bunch of the guys on the art team for this game are addicted to it. I think it's okay. 99% free to play. It's the Good Studio which are producing the game, so to speak. Why am I getting linked shit? This is like really, really good, by the way. I think that's our new marketing campaign. I mean, 99% it's going to be free to play. I believe that if you increase the size of your community over the instead of paywalling, you have a happier community, and you know. Oh, it's made by Brazzers. There is strafe jumping, and there is also not strafe jumping, and there's also circle jumping. There is no pay to win. I'm still planning on having a split community that hopefully isn't really split. We'll figure it out. You guys gotta have some better questions. Yeah, we have mod support. Diabotical is 10 out of 10. Thank you. Best name ever. Will you be able to script add-ons for the UI like WoW, but with not as much functionality? Yeah, Ambrosia TV. We're going to allow people to create their own kind of HUDs, and they can save them to an in-game item, which will be like a software disk, and then you can distribute them to your friends. So when a professional player creates their own HUD, whether they just move stuff around or art assets, or you know they want to have like stuff that we can give them, then they will save it to their profile and you'll be able to go grab it from their profile. So we're actually using the HUD kind of as a similar thing as a robot software, and then you can distribute your robot software. So if you have, like, say you've created 6 different HUDs, one for CTF, one for 1v1, one for, all this different stuff, you can quickly switch your HUDs when you go in to play a new game. No plans on VR support. Are you still planning to do esports team features like character uniforms and team flags on maps and stuff? Yeah, we are, Micro. Are we going to be able to see the bot's feet or legs when we look down? Do you guys want that? Because we can do that. Beta hopefully is November, but we'll see. The first shit that we do. The first stuff that we do for the game will mainly be PC. I have contact with somebody that used to work at id Software, and he can Linux the game, but it will cost 7 months of his development time, roughly, without just, that's kind of a number off the top of my head. So it's going to cost a lot of money to get stuff working on Linux, and if I do it, it's mainly off demand and the community size. So yeah. You want to see the feeds, okay. Who's doing the coding for this? Firefrog. Is the guy. Too Good, are you going to host the EU Hub at TI5? Haven't got confirmation on it. Yes. Oh, yeah, good question, L Waffles. Will you be able to create custom automatic tournaments with your model? Yes. One of the things I'm adamant about, much more than the game, is like the game stuff that I'm doing, but it's like some of the features. It's like if I look at the community, I have to decide what is important to the community, and obviously there's matchmaking, but then there's a tournament system, but then there's also the fact that you might want to play tournaments with a community. Maybe you have a website or a Reddit group, and you can actually create a tournament, and then you can maybe go and buy like prizes from the shop to distribute to the people that play in it. So you can pick up a skin or a, you know, this, that, and the other, and you can say first place gets this, second place gets this, third place gets this, fourth place gets this, and you spend like 20 bucks in the shop, and then you create a tournament, and then you invite all your mates to play, and then you have your own private custom tournament using our tournament system, and you can put your logos in there and stuff, and potentially with that we can also take your logos and put them into the maps, so there will be placement on the maps that are in your tournament rotation, that when you play them it will be like Steve's fucking amazing tournament, you know, will be the logo in the maps. So this is this is kind of like how to help the community do what they want. Will you have a $1 million launch tournament? Potentially not. Will there be a guild system? That is useless. The way I wanted to do like clan systems or something is like, there's a way that you can obviously, like, being a part of a clan or being part of a guild, it depends on what the game actually offers, but one of the things I would like at least is like, if someone creates or someone assigns like a team skin, and you can only use that team skin if you join the team, you know. So you basically, by joining a clan, you unlock the visual uniform of the robots to be there. Other than that, I mean, the only thing you can do really awesomely with guilds is create these huge wars, kind of like Planetarium, where you say like, here are resources and planets, now go fight over them as guilds. And it's kind of like a sub game, so it's nothing that I'm doing. Nothing I'm doing straight away. Zed Liren, I've missed the answer, but is there going to be a feature cut gore that contrasts to the art style, kind of like Happy Tree Friends? We can't really do blood. If we do blood, we limit the audience in Germany and tournaments. If you are aware, at Counter-Strike you had to be over the age of 16 to watch. So when Counter-Strike 1.6 went to German events like Into the Extreme Masters or CeBIT, the kids that wanted to watch it weren't let in, because Germany said it's a 16+ game because of its guns and blood. So if I remove blood and I put robots, and robots explode when you kill them, you know, yeah, okay, we can do oil. It's a good idea. I mean, you could, yeah, we could do oil if you want that kind of feeling. Are you allowed to use oil? Yeah, I would expect so. I mean, fuck, you could do red oil. I mean, I don't think they can stop that. That's funny. I didn't think of that. That's smart. We'll see what we get to. I'm going to make a note of that, though, because it's a good idea. And it's a good question. Thank you for the question. Red oil. Yeah. I mean, it's meant to be fun for... I haven't seen Team Torches 2 low violence Gibbs, but good idea, chat. Let's take some more questions. Will there be a panda-based expansion? Most definitely. I mean, I just think that we do pandas, and then we just do like a card game with lots of different bots, and then when we just, I mean, I just sit here masturbating, and people pay for like just backgrounds of card decks. It's brilliant. It's made on our own engine. Mong child. Who's going to do the robot sounds? We have a couple of guys working us with sound, but a lot of what we're doing is if anybody from the community wants to be awesome and contribute, we always let them, because fuck, we need all the help. So sounds are done by whoever wants to do it. Lego Legends route to fun, easy, boring games. No. Get your own oil color for $9.99, like rainbow oil. You can make fart sounds, Nick Mix. That's impressive. I look like PewDiePie. I don't know what I look like. I look like an old dude. Will you IP ban all the Russians and Eastern Europeans? No. Can you make Scriff do the voices? Potentially. You guys, I don't know. This isn't a show anymore. You guys are just like coming up with like, what's the sharpest question I could ask James? What's the Kickstarter goal going to be? I think I'm going to aim just for $90,000 US FX 2121, because the fact that I've raised money, I don't have to ask the community for as much money. So I think like $90,000 US is kind of where I'm going. And if I get more, I'll do more stuff. If I don't make it, then I'll just struggle for longer. But when I was able to raise some more money for the pre-production, it meant I could lower the Kickstarter goal. So, and I just want, yeah, I just want it to be successful. And can you show current robot images? My name's PewDiePie. Will there be custom games, or like if we want set up our own teams, items, maybe change health numbers and such? Yeah, I'm going to let you do that, but I'm going to get my idea of what you want to play, or what I think I want to play and others want to play first, and then I'll allow other people to tweak in a custom. You can also, I really want the ability to do kind of a tower defense, similar to maybe a little bit Sanctumy, but we'll see. We'll see. But that's in custom, you know. It's like, here's our map editor, go ham, you know. Like, oh, you want to make turrets, they will give you support, or you want to, you know, build new weapons, here's support. But that's like custom, so I'm kind of keeping that very separate. Wagger is making millions just streaming. Yeah, he is. He's a millionaire. Make the robot a courier, have profits go towards your game, you'll sell loads. Yeah, I'm doing stuff with Dota 2. Like, I've been working behind the scenes on Dota 2 for like the last 9 months, and it's been a stress, but everything after TI5 kind of changes what Dota 2 will be. And now I don't have to worry about Dota 2 because I think it's in a really good place. But we are doing some items for Dota 2 to help with development as well as the studio. And I've already got help from Hovda development. Some of the guys from Stunlock Studios are creating the first model for our stuff. What happened to the Good Show? Yeah, Good Show died. Good show is just me. I'm the only person. No, I just think Dota 2 is in a really good place from everything behind the scenes. Like, everyone who says like it's in problems, they just don't know that there's been solutions and a lot of people working on it. So, Dota 2 after TI5 will be like awesome. No spoilers. Dota 2 will not be in trouble. Dota 2 will kick ass. Will the Kickstarter have a working dual and spectator arena FPS? Yeah, that's what we're kind of going for. I don't want to go to Kickstarter and be like, look at our game concept artwork. I actually want to go to Kickstarter with, look at this, you can play. You know, it's a working prototype of the game that you can dual or do whatever you want in. So yeah, that's really why we're trying to make sure we get the map done and everything else. If you this game is in early, like not early access, like pre-alpha, and hopefully alpha comes this summer and beta comes November. But thanks for asking. I'm surprised you guys are here asking questions. It means you're interested. I feel bad because I didn't get to show you a lot of awesome stuff. You know, but I'll take the questions. You know what's happening to Dota after TI5? Secret Agent James. I know everything. It's my job to know everything. Yeah, Zed Liran, custom animations and taunts and celebrations is part of the free-to-play business model that if you make them, we'll sell them for you. If people buy them, you get some money, we get some money. Someone's happy with a cool animation. Awesome. Eggbot High Poly Neeple got delayed. It was being done by the Stunlock Studio guy, and unfortunately he had some backlog of work, but he was working on the Eggbot High Poly for us like 3 days a week, and so I'm expecting it to kind of roll up any week now. But he sent a message to Johan, who's in charge of our concepts, and just basically said he had to go and work on some other stuff for a couple of weeks. So I was pretty disappointed about that, but at the same time, it's okay. I'm going to accept it for what it is. Will the Too Good Show ever be reunited? Maybe, but probably not. Can you only play as these new robots, I suppose, or did you scratch the big robot with weapons as arms? We scratched the big bot for now. Sex robot animation confirmed. Will you invite Semler as a commentator for your first tournament? Yeah, but if I do, I'll make him pay me. Will there be matchmaking? Yeah. I have to figure out matchmaking a little bit more. I've kind of designed it in essence, but I'm also like, I want to give matchmaking a presentation that works for different types of players, because a lot of people don't really realize that in Dota 2, if they're 5.5k MMR, they're better than 99% of the community. And it's like, is that going to be helpful to tell people that rather than this is just your number, that you are percentagely better than this? Or whatever, because then if you have players that are more casual, when you have more casual players, is it more incentive for them to gain a number, or is it more incentive for them to become percentagely better than the rest of the community? Or do you do something like separate them, like in StarCraft 2, and put them into different little divisions? You know, it's a bit psychology, but the essence is people just give a shit that there's matchmaking. My MMR is actually at 5.5 right now. It's pretty shitty. It went down. Can we have a Shiva announcer? Yeah, I'm going to talk to Shiva about that. It'd be fun. Yep, the forums will spam the shit out of you. Don't go there. It's evil. Will ranking be like Quake ELO system? It's up in the air right now. Hey James, I will prostitute my own asshole for alpha key later. Please PM. Okay. I would need a picture of your asshole though. Actually no, don't send that. Yeah, Lanio, smaller divisions can be helpful. There's a like, you have to figure out a way like to remove the anxiety of losing or gaining points. Like, it's difficult. So, have you considered shaving? Don't know what shaving is, but yeah. There will be blocks. Okay, this decrepified. In your map editor, will you have tools to change map for interactivity, like a floor that launches you into the air? You will have blocks with triggers and, you know, jump pads and other stuff. So I guess for customizing and modding, you probably want the ability to script your own modifiers rather than use preset ones. But in terms of, I mean, you have to be able... I'd have to get back to you on that, on how far we're going to go with it. But, yeah, good question. Sorry I don't have a great answer. Too good an answer, maybe. Will you add stickers to the robots? I'm thinking of how to do cosmetics in the best way. A lot of people like the idea of just painting the robot, but I don't know. But, yeah. Will there be chests? What about updating the MMR once a day, week? That's an interesting idea, but I think people like instant feedback. But you can give instant feedback just by giving them items and experience, and you won. Here's a happy sound. I don't know. Will you be able to change the color of the robot? Yeah, you will. You'll be able to customize your robot. Like, what playlist am I listening to? I listen to Groove Shark. I listen to this. It's Groove Shark, Huddleston. It just plays a lot of alternative and indie music on Groove Shark. It's really good. Will there be cleavage? Don't know. Will you be able to play as Donkey Kong? No idea. Will there be runes at all? Yeah, I'm looking at power-ups and stuff for different game modes. I haven't thought about robots talking to each other and stuff, but I kind of like the idea of you picking a voice pack. I like I know animation-wise it would be kind of fun if you run past like a teammate, you salute each other with your spare hand. But yeah, we'll see. Like a lot of the stuff like voice and animations, you know, cost more money. I've got the animation side covered because we've got two animators waiting for the rigged high poly of the game. Of the model of the Eggbot to actually start working, but we for voice acting I kind of go just external contractors and all this other stuff. Yeah, there is. Foxy, the Dota 2 MMR is a little bit linear, but there's actually a hidden MMR system behind it that gives a lot more information. I have to be careful about just how much time I put into something like creating a very intricate, clever MMR when I'm already limited on time, and I should be focusing on making the game look, sound, play good, you know. So even if I give you a basic MMR system to start with, you might end up like having that for a bit, and then I'll probably improve it if it's done. The game's coded in C++. That's solid skullcast. Just have plat, silver leagues, etc. Sorry, this is Big Bad Ass Wolf. Just have plat, silver leagues, etc. instead of simple MMR. If I have 3.6k MMR, 5k seems far away. Yeah. No, I agree with you, Big Bass Ass Wolf. I almost want to give you like a league and a number. And I almost don't want to give a new players a number. I kind of want to tell them that like you're in this league and you don't get a number until later on, where people actually care about their numbers. And then maybe when you're around, you know, better than 50% of the community, instead of showing you a number, I could show you percent. Like you are in the top, you know, 50% of the game or top whatever. And when you're in the lower, you actually just get kind of like you're in this division. And this division represents an MMR of 2,000 to 2,500. So you get a rank in a division and you're meant to move up the rank. And then you give the EP numbers to the people at the top who are like, boom, motherfuckers. You know, like, I'm in this division and this number. So it's about like giving people what they want. Because I speak to like Pyrian Flax, and he's someone who just hates the numbers, right? He'd rather hide it, and I think that's fine, you know, and whatever. So. I don't know about an in-game shop that where you buy power-ups that last around. If that was to happen, that would only be like experience-based or something weird, right? Like, I couldn't do anything that affects gameplay. I don't like that at all. I think percent is very good as well, Symphonic. That actually, the percent number came from Bruno when we were discussing it. It was one of his ideas. Bruno's a very smart man when it comes to decisions. A VGS system in LA Tribes and PlanetSide, you'd have to explain that to me, but like one step at a time. The thing is like if there's a paying community and the game's actually like got traction, it's what I'm working on, right? You know, so I can improve and take stuff. Is ladder anxiety actually a thing now? I think I have it. Says Mega Turbos. When will the game be done? Never. Yeah, that's also FS Spirit. If it says you're better than 0.1% of the player base, I'd rather just give them a division. You know, like the bottom 25% of people are in Gold Division. Something that sounds good. And then as soon as they get out of Gold Division, then, you know, we can see. Yeah, Bruno is smart on decisions except clothing. This is true. Well, the thing, Haste, about when you're in the 99% league and you're better than 99% of the player base, you probably don't give a shit about matchmaking anymore. You actually want to play in tournaments, and I'll put a tournament system in game, so you can actually join tournaments in game and play competitive matches that actually have prizes and winners, and maybe single or double or limb. And these people will actually kind of be like, I just stay in the top 99% because that gives me maybe access to this very prestigious tournament that actually can qualify me to DreamHack or another tournament, you know, based off the matchmaking. So, you know, I agree with you. It's hard to see progress when you're right at the top, but really, if you're already there, you're working on your weapons, you're working on your movement and all this other stuff. Have you invited Fatality to test your game? No, not me personally, but Faz talked to him, and John kind of said, like, yeah, you know, he's happy to, like, just, like, be a part of whatever. Templar Batrider, can we mix bots together to create? Initially, no. Like, if I give you custom modding, yes, you can, but initially within the gameplay, no. Just because I'm trying to make sure it's as balanced and as competitive as possible, but still has that bit of fun. Oh, I didn't know that, Kirek, about Guild Wars 2, but that's interesting. It's nice to get references from other people that do stuff. Please put a scrap metal league. Oh my god, that's amazing! Proof 1. What a league name. Red oil and scrap metal. That is so good. Thank you. I've missed your name now. It's gone. Wait, I'll find you. Oh, Proof 1. Thank you, Proof 1, for the scrap metal league name. It's fucking cool. Automated tournaments. Say my name. Transjax 123. Below that soda can leak. I'll take 25% profits now. Will there be any stat track skins and stuff in game like CS:GO? I don't know. I don't know if like people really like that. I'm I think after the Kickstarter we need to have a storyboard. You guys not storyboard? Yeah, it is a storyboard, but it's not like our forums are kind of like half dead right now because there's so much spam on them that we're trying to fix. Hopefully we fix most of it. But I think after Kickstarter we need to look at what we were given financially and then look at what we can try and do. And I almost want to create like a forum thread, which is something I saw at id Software